Hey, how's it going? Jesse here in a very snowy, dark, cold Stockholm, Sweden. And it's actually 6 a.m. or 5:30 or something around that time. Uh, I had a hard time going back to sleep. There's been a viral video that's been going around that's been a lot on my mind. And if you want to pause this video to check it out to understand what I'm talking about, it's a video of a kid crying out. If you just type in Keaton Jones, you'll know what I'm talking about. But basically, if you don't want to watch it, I'll just summarize it up. Basically, this kid is sitting in his car with his mom or his grandma or something, and he's like really breaking down and opening up to the person recording the video, and just he's crying because he has been bullied at school. And I think he's in middle school or elementary school or maybe high school, who knows, but it's in school. And he's getting bullied. Kids are like pouring milk down his back, putting ham in his shirt or something along those lines, something like that. And when you watch this video, you see him breaking up. He's crying. He's crying. He's trying to make sense of why these bullies are doing what they're doing. He says like it's just not right. And it hit me on a very, very deep level because I used to be a victim of bullying as well back in high school. Not physical, bullies weren't physical with me, but they were mentally hurting me in very traumatic ways that it took me a long time to try to overcome and get through it all. So I just kind of want to record this video for anyone that's gone through like traumatic bully experiences back in the past. And just trying to make sense of it all. I'll share some personal stories of mine that are very, very fresh in my head. So back in high school, I joined football, American football that is, just because I was very lonely. I didn't have that many friends. I just wanted to do something active and play a sport. And in the U.S., American football is like the go-to sport, so I just decided to try that out. And as a very skinny kid, a lot of people like laughed to see me show up to the camp that summer. But I just kind of ignored it, just like, oh, I'm going to do it anyways. And the school I go to is Newport Harbor. So if you're not familiar with Newport Harbor, if you know the TV show The OC, this is like the school. So it's like a school full of rich kids, very spoiled. That's the sort of the place. If you think about California, this is the school. And uh, I never played football in my entire life. I just decided to try it. And then when we were running routes or just like I was playing wide receiver, so I had to run and then catch the ball. And I didn't know what I was doing. It's like literally the first sport I've ever tried. And when I was trying to run these routes and the coach would throw the ball at me, it'd take me from the surprise and I just hit my hand and then just fall straight down. And of course, these kids would start laughing, specifically the cool kids in Newport. So they laughed at me, making fun of like how I can't run routes, I can't catch the ball, like I spaz out. And little did I know that they would give me this shit for literally years because I played American football for about 3 years in high school. And whenever these guys saw what I was doing or wanted to do this or that, they'd always fucking say something. Always, they would say like, "Oh, good job, fam. You can't catch the ball. Like, why even try? Why even play football?" And they would always say these sly remarks. And outside of football, uh, when I when I was walking around the school, I'll see them from a distance, and I know what area the cool kids hang out at. I would actually avoid those areas because I know that they're just gonna say something. If I just so happen to accidentally run into them in some place in the school, I would just look down, look away, pretend I'm on my phone or something like that, just to avoid eye contact so they won't say anything like that. So I had to endure this thing for many, many years. Um, these guys just thought it was so cool to constantly pick on me and stuff like that. And it went to extreme levels as well because I think it was in freshman year. I didn't want to eat lunch by myself, so I decided to um, hang out in the bathroom just because I didn't want people to think like less of me or just like look like, oh, look at this loser, he's eating by himself. I struggled heavily with making friends and social anxiety and all that type of stuff. So now with that experience dealing with bullies back in high school, I could not make sense of it either. Um, I had no idea like why the hell are they constantly picking on me? Can't you just mind your own business? Don't you have better things to do other than stay like crack jokes at me and just like constantly making fun of me and all this shit? And it really bugged me. They said it so many times and throughout the years, it literally broke me as an individual. It sabotaged my self-esteem and my self-confidence, and I was in a very, very dark place because of their actions. So yeah, just all the memories and the experiences and these emotions were coming to the surface. So I really feel it now. Um, so I couldn't make any sense of it. However, once I graduated high school, once that whole experience of high school was over, I felt so liberated because I no longer had to see these people. I no longer have to see these kids that are these little boys that are constantly picking on me, saying sly remarks, and just have nothing better to do other than make fun of people so they can feel good about themselves. So once that was over, I'll wait for that to do. So once that high school experience was over, I thought that okay, I'd be more confident. I feel better about myself, but no, it was still very, very much with me. Their damage that they've done to me, and I kept on feeling like hopeless. I didn't know why they kept on doing it, why that their effect was still on me. I was just trying to make sense of it all, and it started to make sense when I realized I had a chip on my shoulder. So growing up in Newport Harbor, there's a lot of rich kids, and my family wasn't rich at all. Um, so I felt like I had a massive chip on my shoulder, especially being raised in that area. Um, and that chip on my shoulder is very much with me still to this day. Now, if anyone that's trying to make sense of any traumatic experiences or bad experiences that happened to them or her, as soon as you see that underlying hidden message that will greatly benefit you, things will really change. And I'm going to use my personal experience because the life I live right now, it's quite unique. I literally can just travel the world whenever I want. I've been doing it for over 5 years now. I have incredible friends from all around the world doing cool things with their lives. I've been able to really develop myself socially and develop my personality and really increase my self-esteem and self-confidence just through that painful experience that I went through in high school. I when you go through a traumatic experience like that, you can really tap into that pain, and there's like you can either be motivated by pleasures or pain, but if you've gone through those traumatic experiences, you can tap into that pain, and it literally this pain will help you achieve literally anything you want in your entire life. Um, so I really tapped into this when I wanted to start a business from scratch. I had no idea how to start an online business. I had no idea. I didn't graduate from college, so I had no education on um, creating a business or anything like that. But at the moment, I have a business that's on the verge to hit 7 figures, and I built it all while traveling the world. Um, and I applied this little experience that I've had, this painful experience, so to speak. Since I have that chip on my shoulder, I can literally tap inside of it and just go after anything I want. And to anyone that has those bad experiences, anyone who's been bullied by these fucking pricks, um, it'll make sense down the line. Just stick in there. Just know that. Just let this add fuel to your fire. I know that inside, whenever say when someone says something bad about you, or bully say or pick on you or whatever, it hurts inside. It's very normal. We're all human beings. But every time they say it, let them keep on adding gasoline to the fire, and eventually that's going to be building. It's going to be building more and more and more throughout the years, however long you've been bullied for or are going through those experiences, it's gonna build. And the more gasoline you add to a fire, the bigger explosion is gonna be. And because I been bullied in high school, and that fire has been building. Anytime someone said some sly remark to me, made fun of me, or told me I couldn't do something I couldn't, I wanted to do something, but they told me I couldn't do it. It just added more gasoline to the fire, and it built up for years and years and years. And it'll switch with you at one moment when you just said enough is enough. This is bullshit. Like you could take that and apply it to martial arts, for example. I started picking up Muay Thai. I never ever wanted to get into fighting or anything of that sort because I was really scared that people were going to beat me up. But when I tapped into that memory of people picking on me, oh my God, did I tap into something that I never knew that was really there. It was very fresh, and I jumped in full into the deep end for Muay Thai, and I love it right now. It's just because that memory, it's just something about it, just those people bullying on you. And so I'm just going to round up this video. If you've ever been someone that's bullied or picked on or have a very bad experience that's very fresh, that's really traumatizing you and has what you think, a negative effect on your life, just know that it's literally going to make sense very, very soon. You just need to gain a bit more life experience. You need to switch your way of thinking, a little minor adjustments here and there. And let's go over how you do that. You just like how I would do that personally, because I can't speak for you. We all have all different experiences in life, so I always talk about myself because I need to speak through my experience and what I see and my point of view, so others can understand it. So it's not just theory; it's through actual experience in life. So I'm kind of forgetting where I'm at the moment. Kind of embarrassing. Oh yeah, trying to make sense of it all. So now, how I view these bullies, I actually thank them. I thank anyone at Newport Harbor that was bullying me back in high school, and in middle school, and elementary school, just anyone who's said these like hurtful remarks to me. I thank them so much right now. I'm I'm very, very glad it happened because without them, I wouldn't have that chip on my shoulder that gives me that drive that I do today. And I know that I've developed this relentless drive because of those guys. And I know that because I've gone through such bad and traumatic experiences, those guys, those bullies that always picked on me back in the day, they'll never ever be able to tap into this type of fucking burning fucking desire, the fire in the belly. They'll never ever be able to get in touch with that and achieve whatever they want because they're just too scared. They just don't want it badly enough. And quite frankly, they are pricks for doing it. It's unfortunate that it has to happen, that people do get bullied from day to day, but you can only control what's within your control. That's on them. They're gonna say these mean things, mean remarks, but what you can control is your perspective and how you perceive those remarks. And as you can see, like I've been able to mold that bad experience into such a positive influence on my life that really propelled my entire life. And without those bullies, I wouldn't be living I've been living my life, my dream lifestyle for over 5 years now. And I know I would be able to do that for the rest of my life. So that was a pretty long rant. I really, really hope anyone who's being bullied watches this video can see some clarity and make sense of it all. And if you do know anyone that's has been bullied, please send it to them. I really hope this video reach out to them and hopefully have a positive effect on their life. Okay, so I got to get out of here. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. It's quite cold. But yeah, Jesse signing off, and I'll see you next time.